Shift Studio. It is another episode of the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast, and I am ready to crack this wide open. So there we go. It's been a little while. Glad you're here. Glad to be here. Keith, how are we looking?
We're good, man. I'm very, very happy to be here.
You got the heat cranked up over there?
Yeah.
I know I put my sweater on because it was like an ice box in here. You can hang meat in this room.
Jill keeps the house like a morgue. It's just the way it works.
I'm just telling you, man.
But it is cozy when you
Made
sleep.
my nipples hard.
It is cozy when you sleep.
How are we looking? Everything all right?
Yeah. Doing well.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy belated Mother's
Belated Mother's Day to all the mothers who are watching out there. I spent a lot of time doing yard work this weekend.
I'm going to kind of mess with something while you're talking.
So it was, we've got this thing in our backyard. I should have sent myself a picture so I could put a picture up. But we got this thing in the backyard. It's like a trough, right? I guess a raised flower bed.
A trough.
So it's been back there for a while. And then my neighbor, Chris, was doing some work in his yard. So he put some dirt in there, filled it up, maybe just slightly past halfway. So I took the measurements of what was left. And I went to the landscape, the bulk sale landscaping place. And I said, hey, I've got this much space. How much dirt do I need to fill it up? Oh, you can use a yard. Maybe 3/4 of a yard. Have a little leftover. Okay, I said, okay, that's fine. So I get this, I got a truck, put it in the back of the truck, get home, 2 wheelbarrows full. The thing is full. And I still got a truckload of dirt in the back of this truck. And I got to get this truck back to it's my brother-in-law's truck. So we had to go out and buy a new thing. Long story short, we had to buy a new thing to put all the dirt in. You can't borrow someone's truck and then say, hey, man, just left a little dirt in the back of your truck.
Yeah, just for good measure.
You'd frown on that, wouldn't
you? Yeah, I'd fucking kill you. I'd kill you because if the gas tank wasn't full, and if the bed was full of dirt, yeah, I'd have an issue.
So that was my day yesterday.
That does suck though.
Oh my God.
This is what I think I need. I'm going to the professionals and you give me this and oh fuck, I'm way off.
Oh my God.
Now we talked, it's length, width, height.
Well, I took those measurements. I gave the gal the measurements.
Well, apparently she did not get the memo. I'm not saying you didn't. I'm just saying she did.
I asked her if she was good at math. She said, well, I've got my computer right here. I was thinking, okay, she's got the computer right in front of her.
I'm so good at math. I'm so good at math that I'm going to get you a whole pickup truck load full.
But my thing is a landscaping place. I would imagine people come in all the time. They say, I have an area this big. Here's the dimensions. How much dirt do I need to fill it up? Or how much mulch do I need?
Roller said he needs dirt. Do you have any left?
I used it all.
Yep, he used it all right.
Because I bought another thing to put the dirt in. So Roller, I wish you would have been available yesterday. But I still would have had to drive over to where he lives and then shovel it out, which would have been a pain in the.
Yeah, you'd had to have gone all the way over on the west side.
I know.
A little bit of a trek.
God bless you, Roller. We appreciate it though. So that was my day yesterday.
Next time Dan orders dirt, though, you'll be first on the list.
Well, I'm gonna get a second opinion on how much I need. That's for sure. But it's a good dirt. It's a good dirt. It was a 50-50 mix. Of dirt,
better than the bad dirt,
and a mushroom compost.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be really good for growing your plants and all that stuff.
All right. Well, I'll be expecting tomatoes.
Yeah, I should hope to get a bunch of them this year.
I'll be expecting.
We will see what happens.
You guys did a lot more work than I did yesterday. I was at the firehouse and
saving lives.
Knock on wood. Important. Knock on wood. Not a busy day, so we like that. It was a weird day for me with being the first Mother's Day that I haven't had my mom. So I was just in a weird mood, like just not sad, but just blah. And 2 of my people were working on the tail end of a 48-hour shift. So I said, well, we're going to do what needs to be done, and then we're done.
I know, you got the heat cranking over there.
Well, you were fucking freezing before.
I know. That's why I put my sweatshirt on. No, it's good. I'm not complaining. I'm just going to take my sweatshirt off.
Oh, no. I'll fucking turn it down for you, sister.
Well, we're good.
Jesus. Can't do anything fucking right around here.
It's all good. I just take my sweatshirt off. Now I'm fine. What are you doing?
I was just seeing how bad you were sweating.
Taking my temperature?
I was seeing how bad you were sweating.
I'm not sweating.
Just making sure I didn't need to call 911.
I'm all right.
Because I'm on a Kelly week and I'm off duty, so I'm not working today. Sorry.
New study finds that 10 to 27% of non-citizens, that means people who are not citizens of the United States, illegally in the U.S. are now registered to vote. 10 to 27% of non-citizens. There are an estimated 20 million. The number is probably closer to 30 million illegals in this country. 10 to 27% of them are registered. That puts the number at what? 6 to 7 million illegals registered to vote in the United States.
And some states, they can be police officers.
God.
How awesome is that?
What kind of country are we living in, man?
Well, it's your president.
No, I didn't vote for that dude.
Yeah, it's astounding to me how the way with all of these, the college protests and hearing the idiocy coming out of some of these people's faces, whether they're standing up, for, whatever stance that they want, whether you're pro-Israel, pro-Palestine, which doesn't, according to Dan Holloway from Drinking Bros, doesn't exist. The idiocy that we're dealing with, and we've got a multitude of stories today showing all of this idiocy. But I mean, last time I checked, and the podcast I was listening to, I'm trying to remember which podcast it was today, talking about how you can get an ID, a federal ID, but yet when we go to the BMV, the state of Ohio regulates our identification cards, driver's license, even if it's just an ID card, not even a driver's license. But yet now they're going to start rolling out all of these federal IDs. Well, how in the fuck is that going to be regulated? Because we don't regulate anything federally right now outside of stupid ass fucking court cases. There's nothing else that's fucking regulated that way. It's up to the states to control who is getting those ID cards. And you can't tell me that that's going to be legit.
Well, there's too many states that are fine with the illegals voting in their elections. I don't know who the hell these people are.
Right.
Who would vote for someone like that? Oh, yeah, let's say the people who don't live here, people who are in the country illegally, committed a crime to get in, let's have them vote in our elections. Who sits around and thinks that that's a good idea?
Doesn't seem like a good idea to you.
No, it doesn't seem like a good idea at all.
At all.
I mean, put it in context of your own life. If you went to a foreign country, didn't speak the language, didn't have any ability. Did you see the list of demands that the homeless people gave to the God, what city is it? It's the
I'm still getting over the list of demands that the University of Chicago gave with dental dams, Plan Bs, and HIV tests.
No. This is the
I'm still reeling on that one.
Yeah, this is in Denver. Give me a second. I'm gonna dial this up because this is and all this stuff is just flooding into my head because
this is why we can't pre-plan anything.
I know. But I mean, it's just the way the podcast works.
No, you're correct. And it's the way the news cycle works.
Yeah.
Something will hit you. And oh, fuck, I should have sent that one.
Let me see if I can find this list of demands. And I mean, and it was stuff like, about the way their food has got to be prepared, or they want to prepare it themselves. And they want all this shit. Let's see if this is, if I got it in this one right here. Let's see.
So if it takes you
in Georgia, the Board of Elections in Georgia had a hearing, and they did find that there were illegal activities that happened in Fulton County during the 2020 election.
Weird.
But for whatever reason, the Board of Elections decided that it wasn't important enough to refer it to the Attorney General there for prosecution or investigation. So even though they found
convenient, by the way,
even though they found there were some illegalities going on, they said, nah, well, not bad enough to send it to the Attorney General.
Well, I mean, I think we all saw that coming now. I mean, I would call you a fool if you thought that that was going to be a different answer. If you were waiting for a different answer, then you were going to be a fool. Because you look at how, again, going back and watching 2,000 Mules with you, they did their due diligence to look for it. But if you thought that somebody was actually going to be pulled on the carpet for that, that was a fucking pipe dream. Completely.
Yeah. Well, I can't find that list of demands. I had it, but I'm looking through my stuff here.
You get when you have to search last minute, you get a minute and a half. That's your new. I'm gonna get
like when you're looking for a lost golf ball, you only get so much time.
I'm gonna get a kitchen timer and I'm gonna put it right here and it'll ding. Because you don't send me shit early enough.
I know. Well, I wasn't thinking about it. It's I don't know. It's 2 or 3 days old, and I had it in a different email, and I'm flipping through my email looking for
we had a lot of stuff because I mean it's been 6 days.
Well, no, we got tons of stuff to talk about.
It's been 6 days since we've gone.
Tons of stuff, including I should look, as a firefighter, you see a lot of stuff when you're out there. But the video that I just sent you, which we cannot show.
Oh, we definitely cannot show it. We can talk about it.
Can you describe what the guy was doing?
Oh, I can completely describe.
Are you going to use medical terminology?
Yes, I will. I had to compose myself.
Trust me, it's not a medical procedure. Although maybe the guy wanted it to be. I don't know.
I'm actually afraid that it hit this computer because now when our shit gets seized for whatever reason. God. We've been banned on YouTube before, so we're not going to show the video, but it was obviously somewhere overseas and dude at a gas pump. Older fella. I'd say Dan's age.
No way. Way older.
All right, maybe a little older. Had a little bit of a hog on him, and he has the gas nozzle shoved up his ass, stroking the front, stroking the other nozzle. And somebody yells at him, and all of a sudden he looks all surprised, pulls the gas nozzle out of his ass, and puts it back up. And literally right before we went live, Dan was like, "Hey, you need to check this out." I'm like, "Well, that's not getting played." Definitely not. Never, ever seen that type of thing. I've seen things stuck in nefarious places, i.e. the anus, i.e. the vagina. This dude had an anus and a wiener, and it was disturbing the fact that it hit your Twitter feed. You said it just came across my Twitter.
It was
that's what disturbed me, and feel a little gross sitting next to you right now.
Well, I'm just saying that's it. The video is what it is.
Will Gray said that's one way to feel up.
So just put this in the memory bank. If you go to visit a friend of yours who maybe a little bit older, and for some reason he's got a gasoline pump installed on his property, you might know why.
Just don't smell the nozzle before you put it in your tank.
Because that nozzle's been somewhere that you don't want to know.
That was one of the weirdest. That was one of the weirdest. I wish we could fucking show it though, because it was.
That's what I'm saying though. I mean,
anybody that wants to see it, shoot me an email. I'll send it to you.
As a first responder, you see just about, and that's what I titled it. Just when you think you've seen everything.
Yeah, I mean it does.
You see that.
It doesn't shock me because people are fucking weird. It doesn't shock me at all. But out in public like that, normally it's. We get called to a house or something and we see some weird shit like that. But I've never seen anything out in public like that. And wow. You brought the heat. You brought the heat that one.
Someone's rolling video on that. Hey, pal. We see you over here.
Hey, what are you doing? And then he looked all surprised, like somebody was looking at he interrupted him. He got interrupted. He was fucking mid-stroke. Mid-stroke and mid-insertion.
Can I get a moment's privacy?
What kind of fucking animal are you? It was impressive though. Still scary, but impressive. Anybody wants to see it though, hit me either on the socials or email if you have my email.
Oh my
I'll send
God.
it to you. It's worth the watch.
Oh my God. But the Trumpster had a big rally in New Jersey on what was it, Saturday or Sunday?
I believe Saturday.
It was Saturday evening. And I started seeing video for this on Friday, and people were lining up. And so they had a notion that he was probably going to get about 40,000. It was in Wildwood, New Jersey. And there was some kind of amusement park or something there, because I saw
right there on the Jersey Shore.
I saw the pirate ship swing in. I saw the merry-go-round, not the merry-go-round, but the Ferris wheel.
Jim Tan Laundry, Jersey Shore peoples.
And they thought they might get about 40,000, which would have been a great turnout. But turns out the numbers were a little bit different. There are some estimates that put the crowd at 100,000 people come out to see the Trumpster. I mean, look at this. And people stood out there all day for hours and hours, 6, 7, 8, and 10 hours before the Trumpster even got close. I mean, that is, politically speaking, I mean, that is as impressive as it gets, with that amount of people coming out to watch a guy talk for, an hour and 15, 20 minutes.
That crowd was
unbelievable.
Super impressive. I mean, I expected a lot, but I didn't expect that. And the drone footage I liked, just the way, because it does paint a good picture as it's panning around, and puts it into perspective to where you can't lie and say, "Wow, there wasn't that many people." I mean, you can sit there and see the flood.
No, there was a hell of a lot of people.
We got let's see, I'm trying to get through this guy.
The other thing with Trump that happened over the weekend is that he killed the rumor that Nikki Haley would be his vice president.
I did not hear.
Yeah, someone asked him some questions about that, and I guess he put on Truth Social that he said Haley is not under consideration for VP, but I wish her well. So
there's that.
That is, thank God, that is the end of that, because that would have been one of the worst decisions. Almost as bad as I don't know if she's as bad as our current vice president, who, by the way, is she's out. She was on a tour where she was doing all abortion all the time, because that's the way Democrats think of women voters, is that the only thing they care about is being able to have an abortion. They think that and I know there are a good cross section of voters who are one issue voters, and if you dare try to restrict abortion in any way, well, then they're not going to vote for you. And so they've been trying to get as much mileage out of that as they possibly can. So the last couple of months, she's been all over the country, all abortion. Isn't abortion great? Abortion. Right? And she's laughing like that. Now she's out there talking about Bidenomics and how great everyone watching us right now is doing under Bidenomics. Well, now she's gotten to the point where she feels so comfortable, she's dropping the F-bombs while she's doing these, Q&A sessions and these different talks and stuff. And I just found this video a little while before we went on the podcast today. And here's your vice president being very high class, as she normally is.
We have to know that sometimes people will open the door for you and leave it open. Sometimes they won't. And then you need to kick that fucking door down.
Yeah. Listen to the street cred, huh?
Excuse my language.
She just cracks herself up. Anything funny there?
That fucking laugh just absolutely.
Anything worth, laughing, rolling in the aisles? I mean, how are you able to stay upright after hearing that? That great bit of comedy. She's laughing herself silly right there.
What gets me most is the giggle, where she is the funniest person in the room.
It's annoying as fuck.
She could say nothing humorous whatsoever, but yet still laugh until she almost pisses her pants. And she's the funniest person in the room. You sent me that, and granted, they're all and I kind of tried to walk Dan down a little bit. I said, "Hey, Fox didn't censor Trump during his rally, and Trump said bullshit." Okay, so he cussed. She cussed. And he was like, well, he is not a sitting president currently, which is true. And Trump, with everything that is going, he's going through, can, in my opinion, say whatever the hell he wants. And if he doesn't get in, he doesn't get in. Because if that's the reason you don't want him in, then I think you've got bigger issues. The fact that she thinks that she plays it all prim and proper, and then all of a sudden, Trump's been Trump the whole way through. I mean, he's mean tweets, doesn't talk the best, in front of public. But to me, I like that. Hers, in this case, sometimes you just got to kick them fucking down. Well, first time she's ever that I've heard her say publicly, where it's been recorded, where we've gotten it, where she's dropped a curse word. I don't care if you drop a curse word.
No, I didn't. No, I'm
but
not
the fact that you think that you're the funniest person in the room again, and this isn't the first time where she says shit thinking it's going to get a little bit better, and literally, if you listen to the crowd applause, was minuscule. Like, okay, you made a point, but there were like, and I have no idea how many people were in that room, but it sounded like there were probably 40 or 50 people, maybe 100 people that fucking clapped.
Oh, Kamala said fuck. Oh, she's one of
and
us.
I think, but that's my point. Is I think exactly
because
like
she fucking seals.
Because she said that they weren't even listening to like what the actual fucking point was. Is my assumption.
Dead, like there are some jobs that decorum isn't something that's just left at the fucking door.
She's just, every speaking engagement that she's in, she sounds like
she's horrible.
She sounds like a blubbering idiot. So the Democrats want to blast Trump for the way he talked and the mean tweets and, him actually engaging. We never saw Kamala Harris for the fucking first 2.5 years of this presidency. We had no idea who our fucking vice president was. And now all of a sudden, now she's growing a set of fucking nuts, just like every other one. And wants to fucking, kick down the fucking door. Fuck off. Yeah. No, I think it's stupid.
No, she wants to keep a low profile. I'm perfectly fine with that. God, I just hope that she never becomes president, man. That would be just the absolute worst thing I could possibly think of.
Hold on. Our boy Cincy. I was wondering how you're going to spin that as negative when they do it, but positive when Trump does. Well played. No, he spoke. I literally said it. He speaks stupid, but I like his policies and I like the way he fucking handles business. Again, your vice president, Cincy, wasn't around for the first 2.5 years. So, but you tuned in again, so I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for throwing into the discourse in these live chats. I love it.
Yeah, but there's the whatever it was she was talking about. Does it real the
not opening doors for women? It's not opening doors.
Call for that expletive right there. I don't think it does.
Probably not.
Far be it from me, because we drop our own share of F-bombs on this show. God knows. But no, I just thought it was worth mentioning. and
Joe Billy
wasn't
said
very funny.
She's just such a cackling idiot that may actually be the most intelligent thing I've ever heard her say. I don't think you're wrong.
Yeah, good point.
Not biased. I'm just
Joe
saying.
Billy's always got good points.
I don't think she's wrong. And and we've talked about it. Trump may not be the greatest president, but with what we have to look forward to, I'll take that all fucking day long. All day long. Let's see. Hold on. I'm catching up on comments. You're scrolling through emails.
I know.
Are
I'm
you
still trying to find
you
that
gonna
list,
fucking
but I'm not going to.
No, you're not. You're out. You're done. You are timed out.
I know.
I fucking told you.
Well, I was kind of hoping to get lucky, but
I told you.
that's not going to happen.
Well, look at the self-control that I have right
but
now.
the rally was huge. I watched a lot of that. It was on C-SPAN Saturday night of Trump speaking, and he said, "Hey, I always tell the media back there to turn the cameras around, show the crowd." Of course, they didn't, but just an unbelievably impressive scene. I don't care who you are, even if I mean,
what did I tell?
What would it take for Biden to be able to draw a crowd?
Well, what I tell you in that email, I said if Biden would have drawn that fucking crowd in New Jersey, I would have been impressed. It was an impressive period, whether it was Trump or whether it was Biden. I'm not fence riding. I'm glad it was fucking Trump, especially in New Jersey. But Biden hasn't drawn a crowd like that, I don't think, fucking ever in one event. Ever. But I would have applauded him had his constituents, people that wanted him to be president, shown up. I would have. I mean, that's a big fucking party for anybody. I don't care what you say. Oh, let's see. Where else? What are you doing now?
No, I
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm just going to my Twitter feed because I put something in the bookmarks that I wanted to talk about. And let's see. Our buddy Eric Matheny put this out, and he's a great lawyer down in Florida. Hosts the Bob and Eric Save America podcast, and he talked about Biden, and he put this out. He says, "Been saying for months that they will nominate him." Talking about Joe Biden. This is his prediction. He says he's going to get up to the podium and respectfully decline the nomination, and then endorse whoever he has been told to endorse. This will allow him to step down with dignity and Democrats to put in who they want. So Eric Matheny thinks that when they get to the convention, that Biden's going to walk up there, he's going to step down, and he's going to say, "I decline the nomination, and I'm done." What do you think about that?
It's a strong prediction.
Yeah, but even if that happens,
I still
think they have a Kamala problem.
Everybody's telling him what to do anyway.
Well, of course,
right? And every president gets kind of led, but we saw with the Trump presidency that some of that leading was a little curtailed to where, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Most other presidents, yes, that would be normal. Hey, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. But when you're starting to lose the backing of your own party, I think it's the best thing he can do. But then who gets the nod at that point?
Yeah, when I look at
it's best for him. I think it's best for him health-wise, for one. It's a very stressful job. We already see that he can barely fucking do it. If he wants to fucking live some decent fucking lives with, some decent life with Secret Service detail to go to the beach and hang out and smell people's hair, then that's fine. But I honestly,
he does like to smell the hair.
That's the best thing for him. I just don't know who they bring in at that point.
Yeah, but I just think.
I mean, it's going to be Kamala most likely.
I think the biggest problem that they have is Kamala Harris. I don't know how you take Joe Biden out and then replace him with somebody else who's not Kamala Harris, because she's not black. She's a woman of color. You're going to have that whole group just raise holy hell if she gets passed over.
You might be able to speak better on that than I.
What about the fact Biden can't even technically be on the ballot in Ohio? That is I was talking to a state rep, Adam Byrd, about that the other day.
I'm not familiar.
And the issue is that the nomination or the nominating the nomination of Biden is going to happen at the DNC convention, which happens after the deadline that we have in Ohio for parties to have their nominated candidate on the ballot. So I don't know exactly what those dates are, but I know that's what the issue is. So there was a measure that just got defeated in the House where they were trying to extend that deadline. I think the deadline right now is I'm trying to think. I think it's 72 days before, and now they're trying to extend it out to 90 days. So, or no, I actually need to. I don't know. However it works, but the convention.
All right, I thought you had more.
The convention is going to happen after the deadline. So there's politics being played with this right now. The reality is that Joe Biden is going to wind up being on the ballot in Ohio, but the Democrats are trying to change it. Republicans are in Columbus saying, well, if we're going to do this, if we're going to change this deadline, then we want something in return. And right now, Democrats are not playing ball with that. They're kind of painted into a corner where they can pass this legislation easily that changes that deadline. That's all it's a matter of, is just saying, instead of this date, it's this date where you got to have your candidate nominated officially by the party. So the Republicans are trying to stick it to the Democrats, saying, if you want this changed, you need our votes. And they don't want to do it for free. They don't want to do it for nothing. So they're trying to get a little something. I don't know what they're trying to get, but it's just a token, some kind of, throw them a bone, some kind of something. They just want to make it hurt a little bit. And so I think that's eventually what's going to wind up happening.
So since he threw out a good, I like this idea as well. I think we should just draw a random name out of a hat to be president, jury duty style. I get it. That way you can't bitch. That way you can't bitch. I can't bitch. And that's just the way it is. I don't disagree with it.
Yeah. It was William F. Buckley who said he'd rather.
I don't know what Cincy 513 would do, though, when he wasn't able to bitch about something. Yeah. I'm not sure what he would do. I'd be worried, and I would be doing phone calls into you daily just to make sure that you were okay.
He said he'd rather be governed by the first 100 names that drawn at random out of the phone book than the current political leadership. It was true. It was true then, and it's true now. I think we'd be a lot better off.
Jill says, I volunteer as tribute. Except once I'm in power, I'm not giving it up because I don't trust any politicians. Jill Billy for benevolent dictator of the USA, 24.
But James Wood is someone that I follow on Twitter. And James Wood's a great actor. And he put this post out, and I wanted to read this as well. The astonishing crowd supporting President Trump could never be matched by the current occupant in the Oval Office. Yet that fraud, Joseph Biden, is once again not bothering to campaign. He's even promised to raise taxes on the middle class without the slightest worry. Feeling confident behind the millions of illegals he's imported, plus the proven grift of mail-in ballot harvesting, Joseph Biden knows this upcoming election is a slam dunk. He has even promised to import Palestinian refugees, if nothing more than just a gleeful slap in the face to American citizens and our most trusted ally in the Middle East, Israel. His puppet masters will once again cheat and lie and engage in crooked lawfare without the slightest regard to the Constitution, the laws of the land, or the will of the people. It worked in 2020, and they are going to keep on doing it until we don't tolerate it anymore. So that's James Wood, and he makes some good points there. Trump was out every spare minute that he has away from that courtroom, that sham of a trial in New York, where Cohen, the convicted liar, was testifying today, trying to put the finger on Trump. Every spare moment Trump has, he's out on the campaign trail. And Biden was hunkered down in Rehoboth Beach at his one of his vacation homes. So he's got the media on his side. He wants to bring Palestinians into the country, millions of illegals. I just read that story about how they believe 10 to 27% are registered to vote in this country. You know, Trump spent a lot of time during his speech the other day talking about how they're not going to let the election be stolen again in 2024. And I'm glad he's saying that, but I think in reality it's going to be a lot tougher to do than it is to to just say that. Saying it is one thing, actually doing it is another thing. I think he's got some of the pieces in place, but it's going to be a massive fight if we can keep the election in 2024 honest.
No, I completely agree. All of the, and that's what makes it fun to podcast is, yeah, we cover a ton of politics, but even just Americanism, period. We get so much ammunition of topics, and that's not ammunition in a bad way. There's just a whole bunch of shit to talk about. And yeah, again, I've said it multiple times on our podcast, with Cincy 513, going back and forth. I like it. I like the conversation, and it gives us things to talk about. And then you find just some dumb shit that has nothing to do with politics that kind of takes you away from that make us giggle, i.e. Dan's first Twitter feed with dude with a gas nozzle up his ass. I mean, it just showed. I mean, granted, that wasn't here in the States. You could tell it wasn't in the States, but we have so many fun things, and I'm trying to find the other one. Hold on, where's it at? I don't want to do dumbass of the week yet because that's
all right.
Too early for that.
What about this this transgender crew?
No, not that one yet.
All right, not that one.
The police officer fired after allegedly appearing in a fake traffic stop OnlyFans video.
Whoopsie.
So I can grab onto this only in the fact, no pun intended, in the fact that being in public service and part of a pension, the state, and I don't know if Tennessee has a state pension. I don't know that, but obviously there is a retirement for police officers and firemen in Tennessee. I'm going to read this article. Unfortunately, we don't have the video for you. At a Nashville, Tennessee, police officer in Nashville was fired after allegedly appearing in a quote-unquote fake traffic stop OnlyFans video wearing his uniform.
I think we need some mood music here. Bow, bow, bow.
Metro Nashville police identified the man in the video as Sean Herman, an officer who has been with the department for 3 years. Don't know his history. Don't know how long he has been a police officer, if he had ever been one. So he's either just 3 years in or has experience in just 3 years with this department. In a video titled, "Can't Believe He Didn't Arrest Me," a woman could be seen sitting in the driver's seat when a police officer approached her window. The video shows the officer telling the woman that she was going 65 and 45 before asking for a license and registration. Then, according to WTVF, she tells the officer in the video she doesn't have either before exposing her breasts. The media outlet goes on to explain the exchange between the two, saying the officer ultimately gropes her and lets her go with a warning. Even though the video never showed the officer's face, his Metro Nashville police patch was shown. He was immediately decommissioned and fired on Thursday, nearly 24 hours after discovering the video. The department said it's not clear if Herman was on the clock while making the video. My thoughts on this: you fucking idiot. First and foremost, I'm all about you. Do your OnlyFans. If that's what you want to do, chase that dollar, as I put in the description, do it.
People get paid for that stuff?
Lots.
Really?
Lots. Oh. Lots. It doesn't even have to be sexual. You could do Rob, remember Rob was going to do a foot video.
He was with his showing his feet, yeah.
And he probably would have gotten fucking paid. But why are you wearing your fucking uniform, man? Go buy a bullshit police uniform. Do your OnlyFans, mock up video to post. I'm all for it. Go if that's what you're into and you're fine with that, do it. Why in the fuck are you allowing your department patch to be shown? Because you know it's going to get back. We have a saying in the firehouse. I'm sure it's the same way in a fucking police department. Telephone, telegraph, tell fireman. It's just the way it is. It's the same way Anderson Township is. As soon as something gets out, guess what? Everybody fucking knows something about it. They don't know all of it, but they'll know a piece. And then guess what? That piece grows to this, to this.
But see, how is it they're able to identify this specific officer if all they see is the patch on his shoulder? Do they see a badge number?
I'm assuming they saw some other delineating mark. That's all. Yeah. You heard the story the same way I read it.
Right.
They had to have known who he was because they did identify him, and they fired him. Now, whether he gets his job back, if his union fights for him and he gets his job back, it's a whole other story, and we'll find out, and I will try to follow up on it. But he had to, if he's wearing his department uniform, I guarantee you, even though it didn't show his face, I guarantee it's something screened by his fucking nameplate or a badge number. It's the only thing that I can guess.
But I would have to imagine.
And whether you're doing it in an apartment complex parking lot, just filming it or whatever, don't do it in your fucking true uniform, you fucking idiot. There's money to be made there. There's badge bunnies all over the place. And they would subscribe to that shit. But don't use your fucking real stuff. But obviously, they were able to name him.
But I would have to imagine as OnlyFans videos goes, that one probably pretty tame.
People will still pay for it. People pay for fucking feet, dude.
How fast was I going?
People will fucking pay.
Oh, I think you were going 45 in a 45. Have a great day.
I'm just gonna give you a hard warning. I mean, it's just the ignorance of this shit, and it's
Jason Kiefer and Dan Savage star in Hard Warning.
It's Dale Savage, by the way.
Well, didn't you show me a picture where he was wearing some of his firefighter gear?
It wasn't,
but it wasn't real. It wasn't the authentic.
Right. It was all fake
Okay.
shit. But I mean, if you're currently on the fucking job, you can't fucking do that. You can't.
Well, I agree. A guy made a mistake.
And guess what? Now he's going to be, no pun intended, untouchable as far as that line of work goes.
Well, maybe he can make
nobody
more money.
else is going to hire him because everybody talks.
Maybe he can make more money on OnlyFans.
And guess what? I think he just made his bed. He just made his bed. That's what he's going to have to fucking do.
Got to make another OnlyFans video today. Here we go.
I love the idea. of it. Just do it the right fucking way. I'm just so disappointed. Like, and it's funny.
Do you have any idea how fast you were going? No, but this bra is so uncomfortable.
I'm going to go on a quick rant, just with our friends at Failure to Stop and Eric Tansey and fucking Dead Leg and all. They all fuck with firemen because they're all cops. How dumb is this? I've seen a lot of dumb fireman shit, but this is pretty fucking dumb.
That's right up there.
So, guess what? Ding ding. We're all, guess what? The playing field is now leveled. And I'm going to use this. I'm going to mess with Eric big time. Oh, we're the firemen are the only dumb ones. Okay, well, look at this shit. Now, if he starts showing me this guy,
maybe Tansy can get that guy on his show.
If this guy starts showing me a paycheck from OnlyFans where he's making a shit ton of money, cool.
6 figures every month, baby.
Cool, got it. But how long does it last? For one,
yeah.
Does it last until the day you die? Probably not. Not like my pension will. So I don't know. It's just so
good
funny.
Point.
It's so funny to me. Like, I hope that this was just a young kid and it only been on 3 years total. And he fucked up. He made a mistake and he can fix that. And if he wants to get back into law enforcement, maybe that'll happen someday.
Yeah.
But if you're a fucking veteran and just been on that department for 3 years, and you're old enough to know better, like, you can go to Capples or whatever
But
they
fortunately,
have.
they didn't identify him in the article. I haven't looked to see if there's any additional information.
They identified him by name. I don't know how much
was
more
his name in the article.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed it.
Did you not fucking listen?
I missed it. My bad. I missed it.
I just find it amusing.
I still don't know how they figured out it was him just from seeing the patch on his shoulder.
Well, we didn't see the video either.
We did not see the video.
But they knew. They knew enough to fucking fire him and decommission him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they have enough evidence. Maybe they don't, and maybe his union gets him.
Pro tip: leave that OnlyFans reference off your resume.
don't put that. Don't put the creator of OnlyFans as a job reference.
If you go to apply for another law enforcement job, just
So I found it funny because I mean,
most
of the time when we bring up the OnlyFans stuff, it's usually a female doing something or whatever. And we have my OnlyFans segment and the teacher segment, but this was a dude and he fucked up.
Was it? Did I send you another teacher one?
No,
I could have sworn I saw something with another teacher, but I don't know. Maybe I missed it. I don't know. There's so many of them out there.
I'm not shocked. Jill sent me. I got to make sure that I got to see if I pulled this up. If not, I will. It was funny because we were going to roll into it with. Where's that? We were going to roll into this with the whole Trump thing and the Bidenomics and whatnot. I don't know if it'll let me open it up. Oh, she didn't send me. Oh, she didn't tell me she sent it that way. Anyway, there was a woman that was squatting. She was found living in a Michigan grocery store sign, complete with a computer and Keurig for months. So I was gonna pull that in with the Trump stuff.
Can you put the picture of the sign up?
I can share this.
How much room is in? There can't be that much.
Well,
room
I don't think this is the actual sign.
Well, that's why I just see a little tiny picture on your
I know.
On your computer screen.
She didn't tell me she sent it through the news app, which I can't pull that up. But this lady was squatting, and squatters' rights has been a big thing in the news all over the country, where somebody just shows up and says, "Hey, you were at home. I came in, and now I'm staying here. Good luck trying to get me out," because it's happening all over the place. New York's a big deal. We had a story probably a month ago with Gordon Ramsay's restaurant that was not being occupied at the time, but was for sale. And a group of people just rolled in and said, "We're going to sue you if you kick us out."
Yeah, I don't. That whole squatting thing, that story has taken off across the country. And I know in Florida, Ron DeSantis just passed a law that's going to make it a hell of a lot harder for squatters to get away with that shit. But I mean, I would absolutely lose my mind if someone, if I went home after the podcast today, and someone was in my house saying, "Nah, sorry, my house now," I just couldn't imagine that for 1 minute.
I got it. I was able
that something like that would happen.
Might not let me do it. There it is. All right. I was able to get it. Sorry about that. Woman was found living in the rooftop side of a Family Fare grocery store in Michigan, shocker, and had been there for about a year.
Damn.
Lived in a sign for a fucking... Isn't there a story, woman in a shoe?
That would never... in Michigan?
Police in Midland were notified.
It's gotta get cold up there at night, man.
Police in Midland were notified about the woman living in a small space that hosts a supermarket sign on April 23rd after contractors working on the roof found her there.
God.
The woman had flooring, a computer, a desk, a printer, a Keurig, and a pantry of food in the space, which was 10 to 15 feet long.
And a 200-foot extension cord.
10 to 15 feet long, 5 feet wide, and approximately 8 feet tall at its highest point. We made contact with her, and she was advised she was not allowed to live there, said Brennan Warren, a spokesperson for the Midland Police Department. Can you imagine it just having that conversation? Hey, you realize you're not allowed to live here, right? You know that?
That is,
She was formally
she
trespassed.
had a pretty good setup in there.
Formally trespassed from the store and was provided with information on services within our area. However, she did not wish for any of those. Where the fuck did she go? The woman, who police are not identifying, left without incident. Police found that she had been living in the space for approximately 1 year.
That is unbelievable.
And they don't even know how she was getting on the roof. I mean, how fucking bad. And where do you go? Where do you go after that? Sorry to call you out, Joe. I didn't realize that.
I don't know.
I had to click like 2 more things. I'm not used to going that route.
Damn, I had this
awesome.
really nice place inside the Family Fair
I love
grocery store sign. It was
after I'd already like built the
quiet.
After I built the show out, she sent me that. I was like, oh, send me that email. Because there's been a ton of squatter shit on news.
Had a computer. I get it. She must have found an outlet up there she could plug her shit into.
Well, it was a sign. It was a sign. There's plenty of electric.
I didn't know they made them with spare outlets around in case happened.
Maybe she was electrician by trade and she was able to dumb it down.
Maybe. Yeah, I think somebody could use an outlet. We'll just throw one in here.
For a fucking year.
That is amazing.
I couldn't even imagine.
What was she doing for heat?
Probably the electricity from the fluorescent lights.
Michigan gets pretty damn cold, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it gets cold here in Ohio.
Oh, let's see. I'm trying to go through some of these. Where are you going next?
You want to show the dumbass of the week or?
Oh, well, we have. Oh no, we have to hit your other one.
With the all the transgender shit.
Yeah.
So I saw this and I sent you this and apparently this is a non. Okay, see if you can untangle this mess. All right. Let's see. Here we go. This is the 3. Do you have their picture up? Okay. This is the 3. Threesome are in a polyamorous relationship with the woman in question having decided to partner up with 2 men in dresses. The woman reveals they're bringing up the 2-year-old ant gender baby, ANTEGENDER, ant gender, and a 10-year-old who's non-binary. But these 2 are apparently non-binary and has 2 transgender boyfriends and 2 non-binary children. What an absolute mess. Ant gender apparently means a protean gender that can be anything but is formless and motionless. I mean, who puts that on a 2-year-old?
They are in a polyamorous relationship.
Oh, for God's sake.
And they all parent Hazel and Sparrow.
We have a 2-year-old antigender baby and a 10-year-old who is non-binary.
They have chosen not to disclose Sparrow's gender.
We don't know it yet. It's something that Sparrow's going to have to figure out.
Yeah, stop right there. So that they got a 2-year-old kid, and they're saying they don't know the sex of the kid. There is no way in hell that's true. That is not true. These people
live in biological sex.
These people live in fantasy land. And listen to the reporter reporting this story like it's all so lovely and so wonderful. I mean, this is convince me that this is not a mental illness. It is absolutely a mental illness.
It's controversial.
I have.
Oh yeah, they got the masks on.
That's
fantastic.
Crazy lady. I hope karma hits you back and your kids grow up to detest you.
These polyamorous parents let their children choose their gender. And for their oldest child, Hazel, that's neither male nor female.
Please tell us how and why you decided to come out as non-binary.
Because the pronouns she and he did not fit. Non-binary was what I turned to. Though I choose to act and look more feminine. Can I go down now?
Of course.
Yeah, and she hasn't been influenced by anyone at all.
That's the thing. Influence.
About their gender.
Sparrow, do you want a banana? They're antigender. but we're using they, them pronouns. Sure, they have anatomy, we understand it, but like that's not indicative of their identity. It's something that Sparrow's going to have to figure out and then tell us before we can tell anyone else.
Particularly because it's, you know, something that our parents did, and they got.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
But when I look at that,
The thing is,
well, unfortunately, we aren't going to know.
this isn't about those kids. It's about the three. There's three adults there.
Well, it's totally
And,
about,
and
it's
if
totally
look,
about the
if
kids.
they're,
But
they're trans, non-binary, tri-binary, whatever. I don't care what. It's about them projecting their mental illness onto those two innocent kids, and that's where I draw the line in this whole thing.
I completely agree. And to your point, you can't tell me that they are influenced, because guess what? As you grow as a child, you're looking up to the people that are raising you, and when they start pushing this way, well, here you can do this, you can do that. When whether you have a penis or a vagina, when we grew up, and granted, the world changes, and I get it, but when we grew up, you're a dude. You're gonna try to play baseball. You may not play baseball. You may try to play football. You may do no sports, but you're a man, a boy turning into a man. When this gets influenced at that young age of, well, no, we're going to push you to this. Because, I mean, you can't tell me they're not pushing in a certain fucking direction.
Show me a normal 10-year-old who talks like that. Well, you know, I use they, them pronouns because
exactly.
The other pronouns just didn't fit.
Well,
I mean, get off it.
Well, and unfortunately,
for God's sake.
And what's unfortunate is they're all doing that now. All of them. Right down the street from where we are now in the elementary school is they're allowing that to happen because parents are pushing for that to happen. And that's what's fucked up to me. Yeah, fucking David J said make bullying great again. Well, since he 513 does that enough.
I mean, you don't need,
and we do it to him.
And again, people want to sit there and they're going to look, oh yeah, you know, they hate transgender people and all this stuff. No, I don't. If those three adults want to carry on and live their life however they want, it is no concern of mine.
So here, let me play this. Let me play this.
But don't give me this stuff about our 2-year-old and our 10-year-old. We have 2. And who knows? Maybe next year we'll have 3 or 4. Aren't we special? Aren't we special?
This was a good one that you sent me. That goes with this.
Let me say this. I don't have a problem with the trans community at all, but this shit is getting ridiculous. If you say as a trans woman, you want to be called her, she, whatever you decide, even though you are a trans woman, if you want to be called her, she, fine. I'm going to respect that, and I'm gonna do that. So me as a woman, if I say don't call me a cis woman, I'm just a woman. You should respect that. I'm not no motherfucking birthing person. I'm not a chest feeder. I'm not a bleeder. I'm a fucking woman. And that's what the fuck you're gonna refer to me as. And you cannot ask for respect while disrespecting women.
Bingo.
And that's what the fuck we get for trying to be allies and shit. Look now they just trying to wipe us the fuck out. Now look at us, we're looking stupid. Dumb shit.
Dumb shit.
And she makes a great point. You know, all these transgender folks, like the people we just saw in the video there, they all want everyone to come at them and approach them and treat them with all this respect and deference. But yet there's so many of them who, like this gal right here, don't call me a cis woman. Don't call me a chest feeder. You know, don't call me this. Don't call me that. I'm a woman. But yet they don't have enough respect for other, you know, it's always got to be a one-way street. And I'm not saying this is for all of them, but there's so many of them. It's a one-way street. You have to acquiesce to everything that I want, but yet I'm going to go ahead and do whatever I want, not respect any of your. You have to respect my feelings all day long, but I don't give a crap about yours.
Right.
And I think that's pretty much what that gal's saying right there. And I like the way she says
it. I love her. I
love
her
the music
delivery and
underneath,
approach.
too. Yeah.
Oh, let's hit this one real quick. We're running a little over, but that's all right. It's been a little bit since we've been here, but that's run the topic. Houston transgender suspect runs over and fatally stabs a man. Suspect allegedly seen on video running over a man twice with a car before straddling, kissing, and fatally stabbing him multiple times in broad daylight has been charged with murder. I'm assuming that's Karen Fisher, 20, is described in court documents obtained by KTRK TV as a man, but is referred to as quote unquote she by the Houston Police Department. Homicide took place around 7:50 p.m. This was last week, May 3rd. Neighbor video obtained by KTRK appears to show an intentional attack of the man who said to be on his way to pick up his mail. Can you imagine, Dan, going out to get your mail? Cincy 513 might be barreling down Bethany to run you over. It shows the victim identified and reports as a 64-year-old Stephen Anderson turning around to look at the screeching white car barreling toward him before it struck him in reverse to hit him a second time. The suspect, seen in all black, then appears with a knife in hand before flipping Anderson over, straddling him, kissing him, and then stabbing him 9 times. And this is the gem.
Jeez.
Gem.
That's one ugly dude right there, man.
That's the gem.
These people are dangerous. They are dangerous.
The suspect then tries getting into another car unsuccessfully before jumping over the victim's body and taking off. Officers were called to the scene regarding someone who failed to stop to help another person. Anderson was found by officers with multiple stab wounds, already dead. That's an earlier mugshot. Got a history. Witnesses led officers to where the suspect was. They say later, Fisher was reportedly on community supervision for evading arrest in 2023.
What a surprise.
According to KTRK. She was also charged with prostitution. Weird. In 2021, but the case was dismissed. She's held on $2.125 million bond.
So she couldn't get a gun, so she used her car.
And a knife.
For no reason, just saw some dude on the street, decided she'd run him over. Not only did she run him over, but she backed the car up and ran his ass over again.
Yeah, that's upstanding individual that I want in my society.
And I saw some video that was heavily edited, so they didn't show the part where the guy initially got plowed over, but they did show the part where the car backs up, runs him over, she gets out, and then does her dirty work. And I hesitate to call her a she because after all, it is a dude pretending to be a woman.
Cincy, I'll give it to you. All you gotta do is text me. I'll give you his address.
No.
He said, thanks. I've been trying to narrow down that address.
For God's sake.
Dan, you have your biggest fan. He's Kathy Bates to your James Caan.
We were hanging out with our buddy Dan Varner earlier today, and the boys are together again. And we just went to an event last week where the Varner Netherton, a couple of them anyway, it was Dan and Nick were doing a little gig. And it's Cincinnati's own Dan Varner, but he is back together again with Nick, Brad, and Rye, and they call it the Varner Netherton Revival. And they are filling up clubs and arenas all over the place, from Queen City to Nashville and all places in between. More than award-winning musicians, they are recording artists, and they are just playing fun whenever they get together. Their vocal harmonies have crowds of 10 to 10,000. Standing up and singing along. And the best part is you can book them for your event, just like the one we were at the other night. So check out a show near you and find out more about the Varner Netherton Revival. All you have to do is go to varnernetherton.com, varnernetherton.com, and you'll be glad you did.
And rock on.
Rock on.
We'll hit our guys from Engraved in USA. We played in a golf outing with our buddy Rich, who was in charge of the golf outing.
I'm so sad I missed that, man.
Yeah, it was a good time. Good turnout for the Fraternal Order of Police.
Fairfield Greens, that's a good golf course.
It was fun.
I like that golf course.
Been in business for over 25 years, engraving your business awards, promotional, employee and customer, brewery, drinkware, golfwear, outing accessories, promotional, and recognition items. If you're a small or global company, we have the team that can design and produce quality items to enhance your business. Call the team of Tanya, Tammy, Tim, or Rich, 513-682-2557, and say 100%. Shit.
Oh, there we go.
Didn't have my beer in my hand. Cheers. To get the best personal touch from our friends at Engraving USA. And I tell you what, Rich did a phenomenal job putting that together. I know he was stressed out, and then, golf outings it's a lot of work, but good turnout and a lot of great prizes and just a good time all around. So make sure you reach out to our friends there if you need anything.
I know. And you can find all your
Father's Day's coming up. We missed
one more and I'm out of here merchandise.
One more and I'm out of here, which is in the link in our description of this podcast. But also Father's Day's coming up. So go ahead and start pre-order.
See, and you can get something with a beautiful logo just like this right here.
Just like
that. One more and I'm out of here.
Let's go to this idiot. That I'm not sure. We're saving this to the end because I'm not sure if this is going to get us kicked off or not, but because it gets pretty graphic.
Yeah, I'm not sure where this video was shot, but I think it is some foreign country where they let bulls run loose in the street. And when you're in an area like that, it's probably to your benefit to pay attention. Maybe be aware of your surroundings.
I love how you title or put the subject line in that email. Put down your cell phone.
Yeah, so when a situation like this is going on, it's best to leave the text messaging for later and get yourself to a safe location. Oh, look at the bull slipping on the pavement, but there's a target, not paying attention. I love this guy with the cane trying to whip the bull and protect his friend there.
It's worth another work. We're gonna do it.
Where do you think that is? Colombia, Peru, Spain? I mean, I have no idea where this video was shot.
I know they do the running in the bulls in Spain, but
yeah,
I don't know if that's where it is or not. But
yeah,
you fucking moron!
Not a good time to be.
Your girlfriend would have got you
with your nose in your cell phone.
Deadleg's asking for a Rob update. I haven't been down in a couple days. I'm going down tomorrow morning, but he is still at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center. They were treating an infection. He is being our buddy Rob and being a little unruly. Cognitively, he's there. Physically, he's not completely there. But I will get more information tomorrow once I'm down there because this weekend was just jam packed and I worked yesterday. So I'll get down there tomorrow, and then our next podcast, hopefully, I have a little bit more definitive, better information. But that's where we sit. But he's all his vital signs, everything's good. Cognitively, he's there. We still get D's, still get middle fingers. So that tells me that he knows he's there.
Yeah.
So they were actually playing some of the podcast the old podcast episodes and asking him questions about it. And he was able to answer. So I'll get a better update tomorrow, and then I don't know when we go again. Sometime this week.
It is sometime
this week. We won't be as far off as we were this past.
I think
week.
it's Friday. Actually, I think it's Friday. I think we're back in action on Friday.
So,
and we've got a little event we're going to on Thursday. A little fundraiser for the Varner Foundation for Family and Children. So that is going to be a big deal, and we might even have some special video that we're going to show on Friday.
Yippers, that's the plan.
I know, and I get to speak.
And we know you love to speak.
I'm a little nervous.
No, really.
Oh, it's
everybody knows
kind of a big crowd.
On a scale 1 to 10. Well, I have 2 questions. 2 questions for you. And I saw this in a video, and it was kind of poignant. Would you rather see an hour into the future or 5 hours into the future? Or, I mean, 5 years into the future. I'm sorry. You want to know what happens an hour from now, or you want to know what happens 5 years from now?
Do I have to pick one?
Yeah.
God, that's a hard one.
Oh, I think I'm going to start ending it like this because I'm coming up with all kinds of. This guy kind of gave me a.
Man. I think I'll just go for the hour.
Okay, that's fair.
Maybe best not to know what happens.
And on a scale 1 to 10,
5 years. Because if I find out what happens 5 years down the road, I might not last the hour.
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I hate to be that doom and gloom, but.
And on a scale 1 to 10, how nervous are you for your speaking engagement?
Right now, because I got to follow our buddy Solomon Wilcots, it's like a 9.5. Man, that guy's good.
Oh, Solomon's going to smoke you.
He's good. It's not a competition, so let's remember that.
Let's just remember that.
I'll do what I can.
But Dan, we all know that you're not scared to talk.